Jake Wilson comes to bat here in the 8th inning. Let's set the stage for you. Bases loaded, 1 out. We had a brief disconnection, we understand, from our YouTube page. So hopefully you're able to find us again. And a big moment in this ball game. We got a 6-6 tie here in the bottom of the 8th at Coates Stadium. And on to pitch, left-hander Jared Lund. First offering is a called strike. Let's recap the inning. Avery Tuck with a single. A hit batter, David LeBlanc. Brantfee and Fonte drew a base on balls. And then Avery Tuck came in to score on a passed ball. It was a strikeout to Anderson. And then a walk to Plumpton now, so that loaded them back up. 0-1 pitch misses away, and it's 1-1 to Jake Wilson, who has a home run tonight.
DeLong's now been replaced by Jared Lund. Through 12 innings this season, he has given up 4 earned runs. Struck out 11, walked 5. 3.00 ERA. You'll see a delivery that's really funky. Sidearm almost. Not really sidearm in actual execution, but it almost looks sidearm.
Chance for Brownlee, makes the catch on the track, and there's 2 out. Big pop up there.
It almost looks sidearm because it's such an awkward angle, especially if you're a left-handed hitter. I imagine that lefties would have a really tough time against Lund just because of that angle. Even more than traditional left-handed pitchers. You can see it right there in the middle of our screen right now on Baycats TV. Watch the angle, especially, it's a righty now, but especially a left-hander would see off this pitch. He's almost facing a different direction, and then the arm twists around into visibility. It's interesting.
LeBlanc at third and Fonte at second, Plumpton at first. 2 down, 8th inning. Baycats and Majors tied at 6. Jeff Cowan, 3 for 4 tonight. Has scored a run. Here's the pitch. Misses away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you can overcome that funky delivery and see the ball really well, you're going to have an okay time against a guy like Lund, because these pitchers that have funk moving toward you, that's what they're mostly focused on, repeating that and keeping that focus. The repertoire usually is not quite as big, and the pitch location might not be as sharp. It's all about deception. Like, see that right there up in the zone. Pretty slow, not a lot of deception on it, but the way it comes off the hand is so weird that, especially through the first time through, hitters just aren't going to be able to pick that up. And if you're a bullpen guy like Lund is today, all he's worried about is first time through.
It looks like that ball's going to come out of his hand a lot quicker than it does. At least that was the case on the last pitch.
And then it slows right down. Like that.
Gets away, runners stay put. Cowan fooled on that pitch.
So is the catcher.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, good point.
The deception right off the hand, you're right. It slows the pitch down before it gets to the plate. And a pitch that looks like it's going to be super fast ends up coming across at a crawl, except by the time it does that, you're already set up for a pitch that's really, really fast. So you're standing there, have the bat on your shoulder, and you're halfway through, ready for that fastball. You think you've nailed where it's coming off the hand, and then it comes across super slow and you look foolish.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Cowan, 2 away. Lund from the belt. The leg kick and the delivery. Just missed. Good eye by Cowan. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And the fact that Lund can just go back and then bring you velocity too, that's almost unfair. Because that pitch was a lot faster than the last 2. Wasn't a strike, and if you pick up on the fact that it's less likely to be a strike if he adds velocity, you're going to have more success.
Nowhere to put Cowan, 3-2, 2 out. Lund takes a breath, and the pitch, runners go. Fouled off at home plate. And we'll do it again. Fans on the edges of the benches here at Coates Stadium in Springwater. What a ball game here tonight.
The longer this at-bat goes, the more it favors Jeff Cowan, because he's seeing it more and more, and a guy with a really good eye will start to lay off pitches outside the zone, maybe the ones that are a little bit faster, and then the slower ones, he'll start to adjust for those, guess on them, and sit on them a lot more effectively.
3-2 to Cowan. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. David LeBlanc can walk home. And Barrie with their 3rd lead of the night. It's now 7-6 Baycats.
it really shouldn't be as simple as it is, but it is. If you get it in your head, you're going to figure it out. The faster pitches off the hand of Lund are less likely to be strikes. The slower ones are more likely to be inside the zone. That's where he gets his strikes. So that's where Lund gets his strikes. And if you figure that out, you're golden. The problem, they both look the same until it's halfway toward you and you've already started your swing.
Ryan Rio will be the 8th Baycats at bat in the bottom of the 8th. 2 out.
So Rio saw that ball forward and thought, you know what? Half the pitches, if I can't tell them apart at the start of the at-bat, half of those pitches are probably going to be outside the zone because he wants me to chase at the ones that look similar. Good take right there.
That last pitch, Patrick, was so slow, I think you could have grabbed a bat and ran down there and hit it if you were looking for it. Called strike there.
He likes that strike on the left side of the plate from his angle. Whether it's a lefty or a righty tonight, that has been a strike.
7-6 Baycats, bottom of the 8th. The bases are loaded. 0-2 the count to Ryan Rio. Rio has yet to reach base tonight. Here's the pitch. Fouled it off. Top of the screen.
That's a really encouraging foul ball because it means he guessed right. Wasted the pitch, but if he can start recognizing that slow pitch, huge advantage Rio. Because those slower pitches are right there inside the zone. That's where he makes his money on the strikes.
Infante, Plumpton, and Cowan all on base. 0-2 with 2 out. Lund to Rio. Hit to right field, and it will drop for a base hit. In to score is Infante. Plumpton right behind him. They put the stop sign on Cowan. He holds it third. Ryan Rio drives in 2 with a single. It's 9-6 Barrie.
Off speed, right in the middle of the strike zone. He figured it out, and he did it on that foul ball. That last pitch that was a foul ball was actually the one where he figured that out. Lund decided to go right back and challenge him again, and that was a mistake because Ryan Rio is too good a hitter to throw the same pitch back-to-back to. He was sitting on that pitch. He finally figured it out, and he got it.
Ryan Rio could not have picked a better time for his first hit of the ball game. He drives in 2 with that single. And Barrie now on top, 9-6. Their second 3-run lead of the night. 2 outs for Marcel Lacasse. And a called strike to start him off.
Lacasse is similar to Rio. You cannot make a mistake to him. But now you get to reset and do the whole thing over again. Because Lacasse has to figure it out. The longer the at-bat goes, the more the advantage switches from pitcher to hitter.
Lefty-lefty matchup, swing and a miss. Lacasse fooled on that one.
Yeah, that's the heat. And it was outside the strike zone too. It was a little bit inside to the left-handed hitter.
Baycats 9, Major 6, bottom of the 8th, 2 down. Jared Lund, a strike away from getting the Majors off the field. They trail by 3. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Lacasse goes down swinging. The Baycats send 9 men to the plate in the bottom of the 8th, and they'll look to hold a 3-run lead as we head to the top of the 9th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Hey, Baycats fans, what a half inning. Let's hear you make some noise. I can't hear you. They want to close out this game tonight. Make some noise, Baycats fans. That's what I'm talking about. See Giant.ca for your next Baycats home game and shopbaycats.com for all your favorite merch. Everything Baycats at barriebaycats.com.
Number 9, sponsored by Barnstormer Brewing Company, the official local beer of your Barrie Baycats. Barnstormer Brewing Company.
Time for the 9th inning with Patrick Melbourne. I'm Ben Davy. It is a 9-6 Barrie lead, and the London Majors will come to the plate with Hayden Jaco, Adam Philman, and Julian Johnston all due up. 9th inning brought to you by Barnstormer Brewing Company, the official local beer of the Barrie Baycats. And Chris Cox back out to nail this one down in relief of Juan Benitez, who will not get the win tonight. But Baycats with 4 runs in that 8th inning turn a 6-5 deficit into a 9-6 lead.
One of those scenarios where you're not super concerned with the personal win because you know you pitched well and have the team up big. Well, at least relatively big. One more inning to do it. But 3-run lead, that's pretty good heading into the ninth.
Juan Benitez went deep into this ball game, and the lineup took care of the rest in that 8th inning.
Reminds me of opening day, if opening day had gone a little bit better for Chris Cox, because Benitez went 5-ish innings, and then Cox ended up going into that game later on, and it didn't go well. But he's really warmed up to that relief role. I think it's a shock to some guys' system to think you're a starter or be a starter for a while and then go right into the pen, because it often takes a transition period. But Cox full on relief mode now, and he's looking really pretty solid.
Adam Philman into bat with a man on and nobody out. Hayden Jaco draws a base on balls to start the top of the 9th inning. Not how Chris Cox wanted this inning to begin, as he now has to pitch with a man on. Cox with just 13 pitches so far in relief of Juan Benitez. Tyler Plumpton out for a quick chat.
Cox can give you length. He can go pretty deep into games. He has experience starting, so his stamina is not going to be an issue after his 1 inning.
Outside ball 2. Well, we've had 10 home games so far this season at Coates Stadium. This is the 10th of 15. And of all the games, I would say if you're a fan and you love entertaining baseball, this has definitely been right up there with the best, most entertaining games we've seen this season. You got the first place team here in town. Good crowd here tonight. Lots of kids. Several lead changes. And some real interesting storylines in this game. 2-1 count. Pitch from Cox. It's inside. 3-1. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Tying run is on deck. That's Julian Johnston. Certainly don't want back-to-back walks to start this top of the 9th. Here's the pitch from Cox. Ball 4. That is exactly what has happened. If you're London, you couldn't have drawn up the start to this inning any better. 2 aboard for Johnston now with nobody out.
Yeah, now someone's heading out to the mound. It doesn't matter if you have a ton of stamina if you can't control it past 1 inning. He was pretty good last inning, but the control just has not been there. So are they going to leave him in or go with somebody else?
Well, we shall see. Conference on the mound here in a 9-6 ball game. Tying run comes to the plate. Julian Johnston. He has reached base twice tonight. Solo homer in the 3rd. Cox has thrown 18 pitches, only 6 strikes. And they'll leave him in here to face Johnson.
Third base number 8, Julian Johnston.
And another big moment here for the London Majors. London has certainly executed and capitalized on their base runners tonight. They have stranded just 1 runner. That came in the 8th inning. Everybody else has either been retired or scored. First pitch strike to Johnston. Veteran Chris Cox with the leg kick in the 0-1. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes to Johnston.
Finding it during this at-bat.
Obviously that conference on the mound helped him refocus. He's got an 0-2 count to Johnston. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss! A clutch strikeout for Chris Cox, and there's 1 down.
That would have been the trust your stuff meeting. Stopped dancing around the plate and just focused in. Really relied on just his overpowering stuff. Got it right in the middle of the strike zone and really delivered during that at-bat.
Well, if that's what Chris Cox was told, he's certainly obliged, bringing his absolute best to Julian Johnston.
You can see it in the difference in how he approached the last hitter.
Huge difference. Didn't miss by much on that. Yeah, you can see the difference in confidence on the mound.
Yeah.
What is it about a visit on the mound that can sometimes just bring that change so quick?
Mike Krukow, who was an all-star pitcher once, talk about how pitchers sometimes try to be too fancy out on the mound and try and locate their stuff too much. And it's really when they're trying to be more impressive or highlight themselves, and they get away from who they are. Fox can be that overpowering guy on the mound, and he showed that. So I think that was just a reminder to go back to what you're really, really good at.
Good patience here from Robert Doyle, who's up 2 balls, no strikes after that strikeout to Johnston, just slowing things down here. Called strike there, and it's 2-1. Back-to-back walks to start the inning. Jaco at second, Philman at first, followed by the strikeout on Johnston. It's a 2-1 count here to Robert Doyle, the left fielder. On the ground to third. Up with it, Infante. And the throw to first is not in time. So they get the out at second. And there's 2 outs in the inning for the number 9 hitter, Evan Britt. So Jaco to third, Philman retired, and there's runners on the corners for Britt with 2 away in the inning. And the Majors are down to their last bullet here in the 9th inning. Chris Cox. A pitch away from nailing this one down for the Baycats, but the tying run at the plate, Evan Britt. One swing can tie it, one swing can end it for Barrie.
Baycats would improve to 11-12 and break a 2-game losing streak.
Swing and a miss! And Evan Britt is down to his final strike. This crowd at Coates Stadium has been with the Baycats every pitch from the get-go tonight. One of the livelier crowds we've had at the ballpark this season. They want Chris Cox to end it right here. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch on the ground to the shortstop, and he can't come up with a play. In to score is Jaco, make it a 9-7 ball game.
That's a great example of why it's tough for a guy to move from another infield position to shortstop. We saw it last night too, where Mike Doohan, I believe, who used to play second base essentially his entire baseball career, moved over to shortstop. It's a really, really tough thing to do, and Lacoste just experienced that there too. A lot more range, both sides. It's a tough job, and I think Lacoste will grow into it, but game 1 will be different.
Well, that's one that's going to sit tough with Lacoste if it ends up being costly here. Chris Cox will try to end that little storyline. Here's the pitch. It's high.
No, don't bunt here. No chance he's bunting.
I don't know why you would bunt with 2 out.
If he shows bunt again, just go right in the middle of the strike zone. Challenge him. You know what? Go for it. Go for that weak contact.
Britt has that wide open stance, and then he takes the front foot and moves it in tight.
Yeah. Yeah, the bunt was a decoy. I would have pulled it back.
Philman at second, Doyle at first. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Called strike, 2-1.
Remember how I said locating inside when it comes to those pitches is tough? He's done it really well this at-bat.
Pinch runner here as Doyle is going to trot off, and in to run now is Keith Candle. And that's an important runner as well. Keith Candle represents what would be the tying run here in this 9-7 ball game, and Plumpton will go out for a chat with his pitcher.
Yeah, first baseman going over too.
Well, you don't want to worry about the runners. You just come right at the number 9 hitter here. 2-1 count. Clearly, Roop Chanderdat wanting to make sure his speediest guys are out there in this situation.
James Anderson over there at first has played several positions Likes to be in those mound meetings too.
2 balls, 1 strike. Cox looks at the runner. Checks again. The leg kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss! And once again, the Majors are down to their final strike. Tension you could cut with a knife here at Coates Stadium in Springwater. The Majors looking to keep this inning alive, trailing by 2. The pitch from Cox.
No.
Does not get the call, and it's 3-2.
Strike zone's been a lot thinner on that right side than it has been on the left all night. Not a criticism, but batters know that, pitchers know that, and they move on from there.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 9th, runners go. The pitch inside, ball 4. And the plot thickens as the leadoff man, Chris McQueen, comes to the plate with the bases loaded in the 9th inning. This has been a storybook ball game at Coates Stadium tonight. You could not write the script any more interesting than we've seen.
So McQueen had 4 RBIs total in that doubleheader, now stands on first, and now the number 2 hitter. It's still a tough assignment. Austin Wilkie, 4.15 on base average.
This one hit to right field. Throw comes in. Another run crosses. Or bases remain loaded, excuse me. The run comes in to score. So it's 9-8.
Avery Tuck prevented a run from crossing there. A big turnaround third. Had to go back because Tuck's arm, for the second time tonight, has stopped a big play.
Is anyone surprised this is the first place team in the IBL?
Certainly showing it now.
London trailed 9-6 going into this top of the 9th inning. They've scored 2, and the tying run is now 90 feet away with 2 out. This team just refuses to go away. Chris Cox's night comes to an end as the Baycats will go back to the bullpen for the second time tonight. Take a quick break and be right back with the score. Barrie 9, London 8. 2 outs in the 9th. You're watching Baycats TV. Ben Davy and Patrick Melbourne at Coates Stadium. There are 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. The London Majors looking to rally from a 9-6 deficit here in the top of the 9th. They've got the bases loaded with 2 out. Evan Souls on in relief of Chris Cox.
Yeah, you're going to see 3 pitches from Souls. Fastball, curve, and a change. Big right-handed arm out there on the hill.
Byron Reichstein representing the last bullet for the Majors here. Bases loaded pitch. And Souls misses it on the first offering. Low and in.
It's a much different delivery you're seeing from Souls. The arm stretches a lot more, and it's a lot more over the top. Different look.
Britt at third, McQueen at second, Wilkie at first. Pitch from Souls. Misses. Ball 2. That one closer, but not close enough. Souls works quick. He's ready to go. Looking in for the sign. Comes set.
Runner trying to distract him from third.
2-0 is low. It's 3 balls and no strikes, and the Majors dugout making a lot of noise down that third base line.
He's working too quickly. He's not letting himself get 100% set up there. Third base, runner on third base, again, fakes a steal home. He's not going to do it, but it'll be out the corner of his eye. Another thing to think about. And now a slow delivery.
Ball 4, and we have a tie game. It's 9-9.
So what happened there is they did the same thing to Evan Souls as the Baycats were doing to Luke Kelly earlier on in this game. Souls started out working really quickly and with a quick delivery. As the at-bat continued, the delivery got a little bit slower and more deliberate, and he started taking a little bit longer. But while he was in between pitches, the runner at third was faking a stolen base to home to give him another thing to think about. And they're going to do the same thing here because it worked.
Called strike. First strike from Souls on Cleveland Brownlee, the DH.
Brownlee doesn't like that one either.
He's been upset at the umpire all game. And Jeff Rose showing tremendous patience with Cleveland Brownlee.
Brownlee's got as much power as anybody on this team. You can't miss over the plate.
Brownlee now calls time and steps out. Seems like he's had this running dialogue with a home plate umpire every at-bat most of the night. Pitch from Souls. On the ground, right through the middle, and into center field. That's going to score 2. McQueen to score. Wilkie right behind him. And how do you like that? The Majors turn a 9-6 deficit into an 11-9 lead in the top of the 9th inning.
This is why I said trust your offense for the London Majors earlier on in this game. It is a high-powered offense, and they can deliver when they need to the most. It is not an easy job for the Baycats.
9 men to the plate for London in the 9th. And the Baycat relief duo of Cox and Souls have just not been able to get it done here this evening.
They tried giving the long reliever the 9th, and it just didn't work out. Now a short reliever comes in, and it's not working yet.
6 straight batters have reached for the Majors. This all could have been avoided. There were 2 outs. And runners at first and second. How about Cleveland Brownlee? I mean, 0 for 4 tonight. Comes up with the biggest hit of the game.
Yeah. He's so dangerous up there.
That is the mark of a veteran. This one hits a left center field. It will drop. And it will score another run. Sprinting over to pick it up is Wilson. It's a 12-9 game, and they're going to send Brownlee right behind him. The throw rolls into third, and Brownlee scores. And this one is getting ugly here at Coates Stadium. They were a pitch away from ending it. They were a strike away from ending it twice. And now London up by 5 runs with 2 outs in the 9th.
Yeah, and Josh Matlow's out to get Evan Souls. He just did not have it tonight. Sometimes you don't have your stuff on a certain day, and that's what happened with Evan Souls.
And a good number of these fans are going to grab their coats and their face masks and head out to the parking lot. What an unfortunate 9th inning for the Barrie Baycats. Played so well tonight. I mean, this one not done, but to come so close in the top of the 9th inning. And Chris Cox and Evan Souls lit up by the Majors here in this 9th inning. They've sent 10 men to the plate.
Aiden Russell will be the new pitcher.
We'll take a break and be back to tell you more about him when we return. It's London 14, Barrie 9. You're watching Baycats TV.
The Baycats in the pitch, number 62, Aiden Russell.
Top of the ninth inning, Aiden Russell on in relief for the Baycats, their fourth pitcher of the night. It's been a 7-run ninth inning for the Majors, and they are looking to add more. 2 out, a runner at second base. A 13-9 London lead here in Barrie. Barrie took a 9-6 lead into this ninth inning, and it came apart quick. Boy, things can change in baseball in a hurry, huh, Patrick? Hard to believe. 10 minutes ago, Baycats were up by 3 and a strike away from sending everyone home happy.
Aiden Russell, left-hander. You'll see a fastball curve and change. And he's not, again, he's a different look. Kind of has the. It's not low effort. I want to be very clear on that. It's not a low effort delivery, but it looks like one because the arm is not as quick around. So it almost looks like he's just tossing the baseball when he's not.
Well, the lead as it stands now, not insurmountable. You've seen what London's done in the top half. Barrie trailing by 4. Here's the pitch from Russell. It's inside, and the at-bat continues. Due up in the ninth for Barrie, Tuck, LeBlanc, and Infante.
Yeah, I mean, you say that London's done all this. What's to say that Barrie can't, right? It's that kind of sport. It's been that kind of night.
Russell needs one more strike. Here's the pitch. Changes speeds and misses. It's 2-2.
Yeah. Up and away, that wasn't going to fool him. If you're going to fool up and away, you need to have a little bit more bite on it. Otherwise, with that level of pitch, you might as well bring it down and in and try and get him to kind of twist over it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Russell. Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying.
Foul bat.
And that does it. So, a 7-run ninth sends us to the bottom of the ninth with the Baycats trailing by 4. You're watching Baycats TV.
London in the ninth, 7 runs on 3 hits, 1 Barrie error, 1 runner left on base.
Baycats fans, one last chance to come back tonight. Are we still here tonight? Who's left in the building? Coach Stadium, one more time. Get behind your Baycats here. On 3, just like she said. Let's go Baycats. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Baycats. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Baycats. I can't hear you. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Baycats. Fans, don't forget to follow your Baycats on social media. IDL Barrie Baycats on Facebook, at IDL Baycats on Twitter, and at Barrie Baycats on Instagram.
Remains in the game and playing second base. Jason Jaco moves from second base to the catcher. Byron Reichstein moves from catcher to first base.
We go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and we have some defensive changes to pass along. So Evan Britt left the game for a pinch runner, Keith Candell, and here's how it shakes down. Candell comes into the game to take over second. Jaco moves from second to catching, and Byron Rickstein moves from behind the plate to first base, where Britt started. It's a little bit of a carousel on that right side of the infield for the majors.
I know we see it more often in the IBL than perhaps some other leagues, but what an athlete to go from the infield back behind the plate.
Gut check time for the Barrie Baycats. They gave up a 3-run lead in the top of the ninth. They look to overcome a 4-run deficit in the bottom of the ninth. If they can pull it off, it will certainly be one of the big stories of the season so far.
Oh.
Tuck hits one deep, right center field, and it is off the base of the fence. Tuck around second. He's going to go for 3, and he's in standing up. Second triple of the night for Avery Tuck. And that puts a charge in this crowd here at Coates Stadium.
Been a fan favorite all night long, and Avery Tuck really, really delivering. I mentioned he was hoping for that big game. The final score, if it remains a London win, which it's not yet, let's be clear, but London's up right now. If London does go on to win this game, it'll be hard to say that this will be Tuck's breakout game, but on the stat sheet, Avery Tuck's breakout game is tonight.
Well, they got a long way to go, down by 4, but that's certainly the start to the inning that you were hoping for. A leadoff triple by Avery Tuck. 4 for 5 tonight. Yeah, you said it was tough to pick a player of the game, but you got to go with Tuck at this point.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Anderson had that big double, couple RBIs there, but Tuck 4 for 5. And let's see if the Baycats can build on this energy here in the bottom of the ninth. David LeBlanc to the plate. And the count is even 1-1. Jared Lund still out there for the majors. Came on in relief of Mike DeLong. Luke Kelly got the start. Lund, the pitcher of record at the moment, but anything's possible tonight.
It's low stress for him right now still, even after the triple.
Swing and a miss. Now 4-run lead, you'd have to think that's the case. You just focus on the batter and get them one by one. Conversely, in that top of the ninth, there just seemed to be a lot of pressure on both Cox and Souls. Here's the 1-2. And the catcher spinning around, Hayden Jaco. Not happy with Jeff Rose at all.
This is only his first inning behind the plate, so he will not be as accustomed to the strike zone behind there, but it's still consistent.
I said it already in this game, but the patience that Jeff Rose, home plate umpire, has shown with these players tonight.
There are some umpires where a couple of these players would be ejected by now.
Popped up, first base, and the out recorded as LeBlanc goes down.
Credit, too, to Avery Tuck for figuring out Jared Lund pretty early in that at-bat. I think we saw Avery Tuck have some opportunities at the top of the batting order, and I think we're going to see that again before the end of the season because he's a top of the order type of hitter in his batting style. Either that or you could go reverse leadoff. Baycats don't tend to do that. Most IBL teams don't tend to do that.
Another pop-up. This one's going to go into the bleachers, though.
Just about caught it. It's all right. Nobody saw you drop it. You got it.
Dropped by an adult fan, and the kid was right there to pick it up.
It was caught. We'll give it to him. It wasn't on camera.
Well, the kid was going to get the ball anyway, I hope.
Caught valiantly by the fan over there.
You know, I never keep a ball when I go to a big league game, but I always bring my gloves still.
Yeah. Got it.
There's a hit to left field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Tuck will score easily. Rounding first is Infante, and he's in with a double. Baycats making some noise in the bottom of the ninth. It's now a 13-10 ball game. How's your blood pressure?
I'm more curious on Lund's delivery in this inning because it seems a little bit less extreme than last inning. And I think hitters are figuring it out a little bit quicker.
You think he's made an adjustment?
I don't know if it's a conscious adjustment, but I think he's getting deeper into his workload and he's simplifying it just a little bit more because it seems like there's a less abrupt change in vision for these hitters. A little bit more traditional.
Group out for a chat, and he wants the infielders in as well.
He's out. I think the manager saw what I saw, where the last couple of hitters, particularly Tuck and the last hitter, they were seeing the ball a little bit better. It wasn't quite as dramatic a delivery.
So the Majors will go to the bullpen for the third time tonight. It's a 13-10 London lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the rest of the bottom of the ninth when we return. You're watching Baycats TV. Bottom of the ninth inning, don't go anywhere. Ben Davy along with Patrick Melbourne, one out here. The Baycats looking to keep this one going. They trail by 3. They led by 3 in the top of the ninth. What a ball game here tonight. Braden Farrington will look to close the door for London here in the ninth inning.
Farrington, you'll see a traditional delivery, which is a change, and will seem a little bit more odd to some of these hitters who saw Lund, but they're good hitters. They'll adjust quick. Yeah, see right there.
For Farrington, it's his 3rd appearance of the season. His tenure with London dates back to 2014. Farrington came on in relief of Dylan Brooks, who didn't record an out in the first game of that doubleheader with Kitchener, and he came out and he threw 7 shutout innings. Basically a complete game, but he wasn't the starter.
That was a swing from James Anderson as somebody who's used to seeing a lefty. Looked a little bit claustrophobic on the inside part of the strike zone. He'll wait for a pitch. I think that'll extend to the other side. Yep, that's inside again. Trying to get him to do the same thing and really close down the inside part of the plate. Jam him maybe for weak contact or get him to swing and miss. I would do it again.
Jake McDonald is in the on-deck circle right now. That's the number 9 spot, which is currently occupied by Tyler Plumpton.
Yeah. And if they go deeper into this game, McDonald could catch.
That's Hayden Jaco, the catcher, who started the game at second. Got switched around in a defensive shuffle heading into this bottom of the ninth inning. And you wonder how much of a factor that might be, too. You put a new catcher behind the plate. But
yeah, I think it's a big one.
A whole new battery now as you've got...
the biggest impact was him spinning around and checking out that strike zone. But that's been the strike zone all night. But yeah, the first pitch was inside, and it made him look a little bit crowded inside, and then he went inside and he didn't bite. So
you just don't see catchers do that a whole lot. Usually everything that they have to say, they just say from behind the mask. They don't spin around like that. Umpires do not like that.
No. I think players are picking up on the fact that he's been pretty patient as an umpire tonight.
2 balls and a strike to Anderson. Anderson had a big RBI, 2 RBI double in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 4 tonight.
Catcher setting up inside. They're trying to do it again, down and in.
The pitch. This one hits a left field, and it's caught by Robert Doyle. And running back to second, and in with the slide, and he's out at second base. And the Majors win the game 13-10. Oh, what a heartbreaking finish to the ball game. But a great throw by Robert Doyle. Nabs the base runner. That was Branfi Infante at second base. The final out of this one here tonight.
Yeah, and the pitcher missed his spot on that pitch and got a little bit lucky with the contact right to someone. And then that play at second. What a game that was, though. Both teams absolutely giving their all after games where they lost previously. The Majors had lost one in a row, the Baycats had lost two. It's going to be a tough loss for Juan Benitez and the Baycats, but what a game that was, and the Majors earned every second of that. Some games are won, some games are lost. That game was won by the Majors.
Well, we saw tonight why they are the first place team in the Intercounty Baseball League as London picks up their 15th win of the season, and they do it in dramatic form. A 7-run top of the 9th inning, taking a 3-run deficit and turning it into a big lead. They hold on 13-10 here tonight at Coates Stadium. Patrick, great working with you. Fun.
Well.
You picked a good one tonight to come on the mic,
did.
and you're welcome up here anytime, my friend. Nice job this evening.
Good stuff. It was a fantastic game. Looking forward to returning.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching us on Baycats TV. We'll see you here Tuesday night from Coates Stadium. Good night, everybody.